Good morning for everyone. Who knows what is learning? An individual must undergo a process known as transformation in order to learn something new after being exposed to new situations with new difficulties. The learner's knowledge, attitude, and behavior can all be altered. Because of their education, students gain new perspectives on concepts, ideas, and the world around them. When teachers and students meet in person for a class, it is known as face-to-face learning. Typically, these classes are held in a group setting where students interact with one another. What is face-to-face learning? You will be able to get to know students from a variety of different backgrounds. Your teacher can be better known to you. Motivate yourself by participating in a class competition. There has been an increase in the value of virtual communities in today's internet world. So, online learning becoming more and more popular. Well, what exactly is online learning? There are synchronous and asynchronous classes are available on the internet. Allow students to learn at their own pace and from the comfort of their own home. Switch between different courses on your computer at the same time using the different options. Online and face-to-face learning are two distinct methods of education. If we take into account the differences between online and face-to-face learning, we can clearly see the differences. The online model emphasizes an interactive learning environment designed to foster a dialogue between the instructor and students and between the students themselves. Instructors and students have more prominent roles in the online process, which is why it is more challenging. Instead of relying too heavily on lectures and memorization, the instructor should facilitate activities that directly engage students. Instead of teachers or tutors, it is up to the students to take ownership of their own education. Students' interpretations and reactions to their experiences have a direct impact. As a result of these interactions and examples, face-to-face learning is superior to online learning. Physically attending class has the advantage of a professors rather than an online course instructors. Faster response time to student questions. While questions can be answered right away in face-to-face classes, but in online classes, students must wait for an answer. According to research, effective learning relies heavily on quick and efficient feedback response time. Discussing issues or problems in person with your instructor can be much easier than typing them out or trying to explain them in real time online. Correct learning environment, like those found in a classroom, requires students to receive constructive feedback that is both time-saving and highly effective. Disciplined and structured students can be formed by attending classes in person. Although today's students must become more disciplined by attending regularly scheduled classes. This helps students to prepare for real-world situations such as being on time for a job, interview, or important business meeting. When it comes to time constraints, the online environment typically offers more leeway. You are under no obligation to show up for work or take care of a child at a specific time. Quite a few people might see this as a plus. On the other hand, it's an advantage because it fosters a carefree, lazy, and disinterested atmosphere. A person cannot possibly be well prepared for a job, profession, or career in this kind of environment. A student's chances of succeeding in the real world in a business setting are severely limited in an online classroom. The classroom is a great place to practice your social skills, and there is no better place to do so than in the company of other students. Being social is a great way to meet new people and make new friends, as well as the potential to find your perfect match in life. Learning online takes away from one's ability to connect with others in person. It worsens their condition even more. Companies are having harder time finding employees who are good at socializing. Face-to-face communication has become increasingly difficult to come by in the age of texting, social media, and other less intrusive forms of communication. At this moment, they are a rare species. Instead of spending hours in front of the computer screen at home, working in a group has several advantages for students who want to be successful in the real world. Student growth and development can be fostered more effectively through face-to-face learning than through online courses. Teacher and student interaction is a unique experience. For the students, it touches on both their minds and their hearts. Having a group of people to learn with can help students develop more. The teacher and students communicate effectively, interact with each other, and ask questions directly from the teacher. Students can freely interact with each other without any barriers or restrictions. We have no trouble answering the questions because we can learn from one another. As a student, it's never dull. When it comes to organizing and condensing their lessons, teacher will no longer be hindered. Teachers face a dilemma because they have to reduce and condense their courses to fit the modules. It is difficult for students to grasp the concepts in the modules. Educators have a lot of freedom when it comes to deciding what topics to cover in class. Omission of certain topics is not an issue here. When students are in the classroom, they are able to focus more on their work. In a classroom, students have access to a wider range of perspectives. While at school, students are encouraged to think about their lessons more than when they are alone at home. Learning from a teacher is a very different experience than learning through a series of self-paced modules. It's more exciting to attend a class with a live teacher than to read a bunch of papers. Cheating is not an option in this situation. The importance of social interaction in one's development cannot be overstated. In Learning Center, it is always a good idea to get to know your fellow students. A classroom filled with laughter and fun is priceless. Memories shared by students are authentic. Students benefit greatly from face-to-face learning. There is no doubt that face-to-face learning has always been and will always be the most effective method of education. Well, that's all for today, and thank you for an amazing opportunity.